Hi, my name is Jennifer Herndon, and I am a CIS major with a concentration in cybersecurity.
So today I'm going to start by demonstrating how to prepare and use CSV. CSV is a comma separated value, a good tool to use when you're trying to clean and transform your data, consolidating it to make it easier to analyze, whether that be for work or for school. It's a very useful tool. So first we're going to start by selecting column A. This is going to select all the data you see right here. And we're going to go to the data ribbon at the top, and we're going to click on text to columns. We're going to stick with a delimited value because our characters are separated by commas. You're going to click next. And for delimiters, we want to make sure that semicolon and comma is selected. If anything like tab or space is selected, you want to unselect those because they do not apply for this specific data set. And we also want to leave the text qualifier as a quotation mark. Then we're going to click finish, and now you can see our data has populated in the columns A through D. So next what we're going to do is we're going to create a chart for our debut year. To select all of the data points instead of just clicking and dragging all the way down, because you might be working with hundreds of points of data to thousands of points of data, you can just click on the top D column. Depending on what you're trying to show for your chart can change on which chart you use depending on the trends you're trying to show or the patterns, but today for our demonstration we're going to be using a histogram. So we populate the histogram chart, and we're going to want to move that to cell G1. You can see that the data is now separated in 19-year periods, so each column is 19 years. And we want to change that to be more detailed, so we're going to change that to 5. To do so, you double-click on any of these columns we see, and we're going to click on this format data series. So for the bins, we want to change the bin width. And it's already set to 19, like I had mentioned, and we're going to want to change that to 5. This is also a point where you can add in titles and labels to your chart, making it more detailed for your viewer or for yourself. And now we can see that the data set is now separated by 5-year periods. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to demonstrate custom sort. So like I said, you're going to want to select all of the data in your chart or your data set. You're going to do so by clicking and dragging A across through D to make sure you get all of the data. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to fill and sort. And since we're doing multiple sorts at one time, we're going to do custom sort. Instead of using row, we're going to sort from bottom to top, which is the columns. So first we're going to start with the first name. We're going to order those from Z to A rather than A to Z. And since there's last names attached to those first names, we want to make sure that they stay together. So we're going to order those we're going to order column B, which is the last names, from Z to A. We also are going to do one more sort, and we're going to do that for column D. We're also going to change that to be largest to smallest. Since our chart has headers, we want to make sure that's excluded, and we don't want to lose those headers when we're creating these sorts. So you're going to click OK down at the bottom, and you can see that the data set has now updated to fit into those sorts. Now we're going to demonstrate the COUNTIF function. The COUNTIF function is a statistical function that counts the number of cells that meet a specific criteria. So I prefer to use the function bar at the top, and just like any other function in Excel, you always want to start with an equal sign. So we're going to do COUNTIF, and we're going to click on that function. It already sets in the open parentheses and tells us exactly what we need to put into Excel to finish this function. If you're confused on what to do, you can always click on the function, and Excel has help that it can provide for you. So what we're going to do is for the range, we want to know which of the hero names contain a specific parameter. So we're going to click on the C column, which highlights everything you see in C. And then we're going to add a comma to separate that. And to be specific, we're going to want to make sure that we add the asterisk along with the quotation mark and finish again with the asterisk and quotation mark and a close parentheses. So this will populate exactly how many of these names fit into that specific criteria that we just entered. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add a filter to the last name column. You can do so by clicking on the column B, and we're going to go to, again, filter and sort, but this time we're going to click filter. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this little down arrow, and we're going to do a filter seeing which of these last names contains PYM, and we're going to see the table update. So as the table updates, we also see that our chart updates. Since there's a lot less information in the data set now, the chart has shrunk. So we're going to want to expand that to make sure that we're seeing all the information that is being given to us. That is all. Thank you.